Hey there. This is the championship match for season 28. Playing against Marcus again for the third season in a row. So we're getting used to this finish. The points are such that he has to win all 6 games to win the match, or to win the season. I just have to tie a single game, I guess, in order to win. So that's nice. I think here it's a bit messy. You may be able to draw a little bit if you put your training on your storytellers. That might get you a little bit of draw. But in general, the trashing is just not there. Of course, you have some pseudo trashing in Native Village. I don't see that there's necessarily. I guess Zombie Spy is the only thing, but there's not really much to control your top deck. I don't even know what Zombie Spy does actually, so maybe that's not true. Okay, yeah. So Zombie Spy does. It gives you some top deck information, although not especially good top deck control necessarily. I'm gonna buy a Bard. I could open Necromancer as well. I think is reasonable, but anyway, I'm gonna go with the Bard. This is a nice thing here, and I will take a Necromancer now. This will be just another silver. I missed 5, even though I opened 2 silver equivalents, so that's not great. He goes with the neck. Oh, I see. He's doing. I didn't even notice that. He's doing Zombie Apprentice on Squire to get Mountebank is his dealio there. That's reasonable and probably quite nice actually. Though it does require collision, which is not that likely. I mean, it's not unlikely, but whatever. It would be easier to manage that, say, with a Cobbler a little bit, I think. Well, it's probably just easier to manage that if you have several Necromancers. Yeah, I'm not super pleased. Of course, when he does get to put the Mountebank in before he shuffles, so he may get to play it right away. Or may not. It's not clear. Cursed Village does not look very good. I don't think Swamp Hag is out of the question. I'll just Zombie Spy here. Get to cycle a little bit. I may not hit 5. He does take a Cursed Village. I'm afraid I just don't quite see it. Of course, he got a Harmless Hex. But I could do Squire to get the guaranteed 5. That might be nice. I get a little more than maybe I wanted. That's not really true. This is fine. So I can either add the second Mountebank now. Curse Village has some interactions, say with discarding curses, and I mean you can play it with native villages and squires and stuff. It does work for that, but I don't know. It's still not that inspiring to me. My other option here would be a storyteller, other than the second Mountebank, rather than the second Mountebank. So he did get a little bit of. Well, every time, of course, you play the Cursed Village, you get basic village effect here. Which is not nothing, though. It's not the most exciting thing. I probably will just play the Necromancer as a Squire. He gets this training, which I think is reasonable, although he doesn't actually have any of those guys yet. I'll take another one of these. If I hit 6... I will, of course, train the storytellers. This is not quite 6 unless the bard gives me something, which it might. Let's hope it does. My mountebank missed the shuffle and the bard did, so that was not a particularly good shuffle for me. But it's fine. This is really nice. That's really great for him there. I guess I'll play the bard first. So that's... Oh, the squire's mine. Never mind. I'm just at 6 anyway. I take it all back. I will draw most of the deck here, I think. I'll draw a great deal of it anyway. There's a third storyteller in here. Okay, so it's not a good timing for the necromancer, unless I want to... I mean, I'm just going to buy another storyteller, so... Obviously, I don't want to overdraw here, but... I'm going to play the necromancer as a squire for sure, so... This has just got to be like this. That's a cruddy boon, but it's fine. A buy boon around here somewhere would be quite nice. I think I just wait for it to show up, though. I think I probably just keep buying the storytellers for now. The decks are getting pretty junky. So there's a copper and a curse in there. I guess this isn't quite right, but I guess I give myself a chance of blocking a mountebank if I don't draw a curse. Otherwise, I leave a copper on top. I think I'll just draw up. I'm not. Oh, there's a wisp. So that was just overpaying a little bit on that effect there. Definitely not the cleanest choice ever. I forgot about wisp. So it really should have been play nothing. I would have drawn up. Anyway, it's not that important. That's a nice boon. We hit him again, which is also great. I think it's just got to be the storytellers. They're really quite nice. I kind of hope he somehow gets around to all of the mountebanks here, since I'm blocking both anyway. If the draw works out, we're going to play the necro as a squire. Yeah. He's getting more necromancers, which are... I'm not sure I see the point of 3. I can see 2. 3 is a bit harder sell for me. The silvers are really great. There's still that wisp in there, but it'll just draw curses, I guess. I don't even need to play I can keep the things, right? There may even be another, there wasn't, but still nothing on that front. I'm hitting well. Eventually I'll find a gain or a buy boon, and hopefully it'll be in one of these turns where I draw a deck and I can use it. I would for sure take a gold. I would take a silver. Actually, I think the upcoming remaining boons, most of them are quite nice for me. The top decking one is not so good, but the rest are pretty nice. So here I'm blocking but not drawing. Hopefully he doesn't have another storyteller. Okay, so there's the storyteller's gone. I guess I want a squire. Oof, this is pretty bad draw to bury. Bury all the storytellers like that. I don't know if we split them. We probably split them. I do get to keep blocking curses as long as he doesn't draw a deck to get to both of them, which is maybe somewhat difficult for him to do. Okay, he's just taking a silver there. I think that's fine. I assume it's fine given I assume his draw just stopped there. Native village would not be bad at some point. This is a pretty crummy hand, actually. Hopefully we find the necromancer soonish. I may stop if I'm not. He might get in a couple curses on me here. Which I assume he is getting because he's playing it like that. This is a really nice turn for him. To bottom deck all these storytellers is really sad, but that's the way it goes. There's still plenty of game left. I probably will take a native village if I get another gain that I can use. I'm not really sure what to do for an additional buy. I might take a cobbler just for gaining silvers. It wouldn't have been unreasonable to take a cobbler at some point, but he buys a squire. So he didn't end up with much there at the end. These are all pretty sad, but what can you do? I don't think I can afford to try and draw through, right? I'm just going to take my turn at the end here for what it is. I'm not going to get big enough draw, so I just have to stop here at the end. The wisp is somewhere in here. Oh, I did get, okay. So I do have 6 of the storytellers. That would have changed my play a little bit, but this is still okay. I have 7 of the storyteller. No, 6. Yes, that was the... I'm just like completely stupid. Anyway, this is still fine. And I'm not sure this discard is very fat, so I'm not quite sure I would have gotten through it in a satisfactory way. Of course, I do need to play the Wind's Gift has not hit yet, so I could trigger a shuffle here. It didn't happen, so we're good. But anyway. I will definitely take this. Is there a native village in the trash or anything? Okay, he didn't get to block at all, which was pretty unfortunate for him. I don't actually know if it's worth building here. You can build more. I don't know if it does anything for you though. So I could province now. We split the curses. Like if we were going to build, I guess it would be like a nobles thing. Like I would buy a nobles now. But the nobles is gonna not be that great with the storyteller drop. Not especially great anyway. And you get these hands all the time, unless you're lucky. The decks are just so fat. Maybe if someone had gotten native villages from the start or something, but yeah, I'm not really sure the Curse Village was ever any good, and it could have been pretty painful depending on the hex. I don't know. I'm looking forward to the gold hex or the gold boon quite a lot. I wish that one had come out way sooner than it's going to. Of course, I could play with multiple bards here, which is not unreasonable, I don't think. But it's kind of risky. You're sensitive to the order in which you draw your village, if you draw your villages and stuff. So hopefully all 6 of the storytellers are not hiding down at the bottom again. But they might be. Swamp Pack gives you like sort of duration draw with your storytellers, but I don't know if it's worth the effort. To be honest, I think I will get another native village here. He does pick up the nobles. I think that's reasonable. I'm not optimistic he'll make anything of it, but here's nice. He's had nice turns for the past few turns. Pretty nice anyway. If I draw, my turns can certainly be a little bigger than his, thanks to more storytellers and more on the boon thingy, the bard. His native village is okay. He is getting good turns. I couldn't complain about my turns in the middle, of course, they were quite nice. If I can time this properly, well, not time it, but let's see if he keeps building. I don't particularly mind. If he keeps buying nobles, I think I'm okay with that. Unfortunately, I don't have a great 3 pile to pursue, other than just, I guess, following on nobles some. I guess the native villages then become a little more possible. Here's a nice draw. May just want to kill the wisp. I mean, the wisp can draw. And it then is a nice necromancer target for him, but what do we got in the trash besides... Oh, the curse... I do need to remember cursed villages in the trash now. I'm gonna forget that, but it doesn't really do much here. Well, unless I barred down, I guess then it draws a couple, and then the wisp draws one more. I mean, that's as good as I might get the gold one too. I don't want any of those. Well, I could put a native village and get even a little bit thinner, or get a little bit lower even on the cards. Maybe not. It would have been killer to get the gold one there. Like, it would have just been, like, incredibly good. I think I'm gonna not. This may be the wrong way to play this, but... Oh, no. Well, I will take a nobles here because I just have 6. Does he have a storyteller? No, he doesn't. Okay. Well, I'm going to do this, although it's likely to... Okay, that's fine. Great. Perfect. Wonderful. I do have quite a few storytellers now sitting down in here. I don't really have the best treasure ever. This could be a little bit bad. Could be fine. Okay. I guess I can play... Well, no. If I take buy here, is that even useful? I don't even know if that's that useful, so... Okay, now I have to think again about killing this wisp because it's getting real stupid now. Or a little bit very stupid now. Let's kill the wisp, even though of course the necros are pretty good for him. We just gotta draw through this garbage. I don't know what the last card is, but I guess I want it. Okay, so it was a native village. I'm not gonna have 8 here unless I get a thing. I wonder if it's worth it to set one curse aside and have one on top. If I had the 2 native villages, then for sure. As it is, it's a bit more difficult to convince myself that that's useful. Like, blocking isn't like that great here. It's okay, but I think we're gonna go with a no there. I could, of course, pick up the thing, and I think we'll just buy the nobles. I would love to have a necromancer in hand now, but well, assuming he hits me with some mountebanks at least, I would love to have that. At this point, I would almost rather have not blocked these mountebanks and have money producing things in my hand for my storytellers, but of course, if I had the necromancer, I'd be thrilled, but he hasn't really been adding, you know, a lot of like value to his deck. I mean, he's drawing a little more each turn, I guess. This time he got through the deck, and he will have, you know, he probably gets a squire down with some buys, but he's not gonna have a huge amount of money. Or much at all, I guess. I mean, it's always nice to just play some native villages for sure. He's doing better on that front than I am. And of course, that's good. He'll just take nothing there. So I don't know how much money he'll really have. He didn't take buy, so I assume he's just buying either the province or the nobles. Did he pick up his native village, Matt, at one point? Okay, he did. Okay. So it just got the one card on it. He buys another necromancer. Is that just all the money he had? This must be. This is not. This is not really coming together the way I would like it to. At all. I would love to see him have at least a turn where he doesn't start off drawing. So I've had more of those than him. I don't know, maybe it's the deck I've built, but it feels like I'm just bottom decking storytellers over and over again. Storytellers and necromancers, which are kind of our draw here. I still feel like I'm in an okay position. I'm not especially worried about that. If I draw next turn, I guess, is probably the qualification there, but it's okay. Whatever happens, it's fine. This is one of these where even if I would say his draws, well, it's hard to say that because I hit him with the mounted bank and I blocked a lot. It feels like he's drawing more consistently than I am. So I feel like he's had actually better draws than me. Excepting the part where I got the storyteller split. Of course, I was first player and I passed on a second mounted bank and I never bought a cursed village or anything like that. So I do expect him to buy a province this time. And I will probably get a bard. I could get a necromancer, though it's a little bit it's a little bit risky, I guess, if he draws. If I take the necromancer, he might be able to just pile out. Not that it's easy for him to get $12, but it's possible. I could, of course, just take double estate, but I think the game will probably last long enough for that to not be the best thing ever. Here, at least, I get a very nice cursed village. Hopefully he doesn't have the necromancer in hand. He does, of course. I mean, he has a lot of those now, so it's not that crazy or anything, but it's frustrating. Now I sound like a crazy person. It's okay. We can live with this. He's going to draw deck again, get probably a little cleaner with the native villages. I guess it's not impossible for him to have 4 buys in 16. That's going to be tough, though. If he masons, he might get there. That's not impossible. He might get a win here on masons, which would have meant that I should have taken the 2 estates, though I don't think that's necessarily right. So I don't think he'll quite get to a finish here, but he'll be kind of close. Sort of close, maybe. I'm not actually sure what the way to get the most draw is. Or if it's the thing to do or not. So I can, for instance, play nobles, play necro as the thing and draw 5, or I can draw 4 and then play the nobles to see a little more cards and have technically a little less money. So the options are something like, do I want to play nobles for action to get the cursed village up for a card, and of course I get the additional action out of it as well, versus the other way. Actually, I guess I end about the same in actions, which lets me see more cards. I think I gotta play for more cards. Hopefully he stops drawing eventually. So that would mean Necromancer Squire. And then Necromancer Curse Village. And then I guess the Nobles for cards, just to see more. So that's pretty good. I wish I really knew it was in the rest of my deck. I think the gold boon's still coming up. The gold boon I would rather get at the end of the turn. I'm not gonna draw the gold, I don't think. Or I can't count on drawing the gold, I guess, is maybe how I would think of it. There's most of the storytellers. That's a nice there's all the storytellers. Okay. I have had nice native villages, for sure. No doubt about that. Very, very nice native villages. What's his map look like? 5. Okay. Now I might be able to get the gold. I guess I'm gonna have pretty much the flexibility to get through this however I want, but maybe I'll just draw up this time. I feel like I'm still like missing. Like I should have just left that storyteller down there. I'm just not tracking the deck well. Like that's my bad if I draw dead on my next turn. That's just me being stupid. And there was a silver in there with it too. But anyway. I will discard 3 cards to gain a gold. And I will certainly take a silver. And I will take buys here. I guess we were getting close to there where the drawing up was worth more money than it would cost. I think it was like break even. I would have had to draw 5 cards. Yeah, I would have. I mean, I would have had more money actually. I'll see if he'll let me. I don't know how far back this is. It'd need to be before the squire. So I've got 5 cards in there. I don't even know if this actually increases my money. It probably does by $1. I'm not actually sure. Yeah. So, last boon is buy boon, I think. Necro is scary. Villages are a little scary. Necro is great. I mean, Necro is probably the strongest card on the board now. I would just be worried about him piling. The squires in the native villages, on the other hand, are a little more questionable. The thing that I guess what would let him pile pretty easily is that he can do his zombie masons or whatever it is. Otherwise, I would love to get another necromancer. Maybe I'll just take a silver. The estates seem like not good. This is a kind of an unbelievable draw. To have the two bards. I'll probably just take a duchy. And it's gonna waste my buy too, but that's just if I get a turn, he might. I don't know what he's got going so far. It's not that big a deal to lose the buy, to be honest, but and I end up, well, that's whatever, never mind. Well, I was gonna say something, but it's not that sensible. As if that excludes anything else I say. See, he buys a squire. Okay. It's what I was gonna say is unfortunate I don't just have another copper in hand. But that's fine. All right, this will certainly kick off. I'm gonna see 8 cards here. That's not a. That's I like to see the Cursed Village come out before he can do anything else for sure. Don't like to see that, but that's okay. I don't think he'll have any bot finishes this turn. May not. Well, surely he'll draw some more, but hopefully end up with not a huge amount of money. I might just take the copper if he plays mountebanks. Maybe not. I still think there might have been a spot for a cobbler, just because of how good the necromancer is at the start of your turn. But though it is mitigated a little bit by the increased hand size from the cobbler to put a necro in your hand, but it's still pretty good, depending on what you can combine it with. I wouldn't be too sad to hear him pick up the native village as long as he wasn't ending it. That would be okay with me if he had to pick it up to province. I could live with that. If he's ending it, I wouldn't be so good, but look at that wisp finding estates. My mat has been great so far. I mean, obviously I would have rather hit more green than copper, but I can't complain about that at all. I did, I guess, technically just complain about it. But, I'll certainly look for an estate pile out if I think there's a chance at it. It'll surely require a zombie mason to hit something. And I think probably is just like way out of reach. I guess I should turn the mountebank autoplay off now, because I need to at least think about it sometimes. He's probably going to hit me twice anyway, so it's not a huge deal. He's still got one necromancer. I didn't end up using the dollar I got from playing my storyteller. Oh, he put the mat. So does he have a buy? Does he have the squires to get the empty the estates? He might just be able to. So I guess I opened that up for him. Looks like it was exact too. Maybe he had some money still left over, but maybe I always have the mountebank one off. I guess I turned the mountebank autoplay on, didn't I? Okay, so that game took 50 minutes, which is awful. But so there we go. I shouldn't have bought the whatever it was, the estate with the duchy. This has got King's Court and Armory and Sacred Grove and stuff. This one's gonna be a little painful to play. Just sort of all around. Probably want to print something. Yeah, this is gonna be a kind of an awful one. I'm just gonna open Mask Silver. You can do Mask Oasis. I wouldn't really consider anything else. Some people might consider Talisman. I wouldn't do it here. You get your Armory later on. It's gonna just take forever. Just because I think people are gonna play it slowly. But my silver does not behave well. He gets the points from Arena. I guess that's a reason to do double mask in the opening. Maybe. I'm not sure. I am going to take a second silver. You got to buy expensive things here, so. It's definitely worth getting. I guess the question is whether the Sacred Grove is worth it at this stage. I'm going to say yes. I don't know if that's true. It might get me to 7 here. There's a chance anyway. Would have loved to have a silver in this hand, but that's alright. He gets an oasis, that's fine. That's not great. I don't even know this. I guess this doesn't really help him. Maybe he puts us. I don't think it really helps him. So that's nice. I guess that it didn't help him. It's not especially nice that he might have hit 7 here. I would have rather gotten one that got me to King's Court, of course. But that's life. He gets a Prince. I don't like Prince before King's Court here. I don't actually understand that at all. It looks pretty bad to me, but I guess what do I know? This is just rotten. But that's okay. It'll be great for him. I could get another King's Court, or not King's Court, a City Quarter. I think that's what I'll do. He does get to Prince and Oasis. That's okay. I don't know. Like, it's fine, but it's not that great, to be honest. I would have had 7 there, I guess, if I hadn't done the thing I did. Not drawing the City Quarters well. But that's alright. I'm going to pass on the silver. See if he takes another City Quarter, if he just takes the Sacred Grove again or something. I will likely get arena points here. Unless I'm very lucky, in which case I guess I'll be like buying a King's Court or something. Jeez. That's brutal. That's super brutal. I sort of fully don't understand. What did he get last time? I will definitely receive that. This I don't think I'll receive. Now he doesn't have money to buy a King's Court. I think I've played this stupidly in a number of ways. I'm not like that impressed with how he played it either. But we'll see. He's definitely ahead. So my draws have not been great, but they haven't been. I've made them worse by some stupidity. So yeah, I guess we're gonna do this. Look at that. Look at my arena points. Okay. With one King's Court, I think I will do this. With a King's Court in the deck. Just pray I find a City Quarter, otherwise I'm going to be all out of luck. If I find a city quarter, we might actually do something with this turn. I assume he'll be able to buy a King's Court this turn for sure. And be pretty happy. This will almost certainly let me find a city quarter, so that's nice. Sure. That was sort of a very happy order for things to go for me. I assume he double King's Court. And I think it would just be crazy not to. I like those buys there for him. Like it would just make no sense. Would like to have everything here. This probably doesn't matter a huge amount. Hey, I got Will-O-Wisp. What's the Field's gift? Nah, who cares? So now I do need an armory. I need an armory. So maximum money I get here is 18. I might just not trash the... that's going to be a little risky. But I do need an armory quite badly. That's a lot. It's more treasure than I would like to keep here, but... Oh, I got a silver. Well, in that case, I can trash it a little bit more. I'm not worried about the estate particularly. 12. So now I'm up to 19. So I can pass a copper back. And then send this thing back again. Doesn't really matter. Okay, this seems fine. Oh, I have debt. Shoot. Well, the math works out because the debt was what it was, but geez, that was awfully stupid. Do I want a city quarter? I'm gonna play without it. This will be a mask pass. I mean, there's nothing else for it. Either one of the Sacred Grove plays is gonna help me out, or it's not. There's not any other way around it. Either one of my Sacred Grove plays or one of his Sacred Grove plays is going to have to rescue this turn for me. So we'll see if it happens. But Nope. He might take that. I mean, I don't know if that's worth it, but he might take it. I didn't have to add the armory when I added it, but I kind of like it. No thanks. Yes, please. Yes, please. All right, so the turn is rescued. This is not as clear to me whether I want to receive the Winds Gift. I guess push comes to shove. I guess worst case scenario, I throw out the Sacred Grove to start with. Otherwise, it's a little bit nice to have the... He's going to have so much money here. I should have kept enough money to buy King's Court Sacred Grove. I didn't pay attention to my debt. Maybe this is just a no thanks. Well, I want to play one city quarter first, right? That didn't find me one, so that was not especially useful. That's okay though. That's pretty nice for him. He can gain an armory. He doesn't have to buy one. Not that he has to get an armory, but he might like to. I have a little points lead, but it's not that useful considering he's going to buy 3 King's Courts this turn, or close enough to it anyway. I don't know exactly how much money he has. Hopefully I catch him. I mean, okay, worst case he's probably going to have to, even if I catch him with a hand where he has to pass to me, worst case it's going to be like the Oasis or something. Like, that's all it'll be. The duchy buy is so weird. The duchy buys are insane. There's no reason to do that. That's just awful. I don't get it. It's fine. I mean, I'm glad he did it, but when you could triple King's Court, or it's crazy. He might still win. He's ahead of me, but it's still bonkers. Okay. I'll definitely be looking for armory pileouts on my next turn. I don't think we're really in that place right now, so I can empty the armories, and I can empty the masquerades, but that's not enough, of course. Yeah, I'm gonna take a gold. I didn't really want that silver, but that's okay. I can top deck one. Holy moly. That's gonna help him. Oh wait, no it's not. So 4 buys. I'm gonna get 1 Sacred Grove. Definitely gonna get I wonder if I can pile. I didn't think of the talismans. That'll be something to look for next turn. I guess. Yeah, that'll be something to look for next turn. Although he may be able to just do it next turn, so that'll be a bit of a problem. I'm not especially worried about the point. I may take a province here. I don't know. Alright, it doesn't matter. Just have 2 coppers and about 1 billion silvers. Can put a masquerade on top, maybe. I'll probably trash out the coppers, actually. Well, one of them anyway. The duchies are so confusing. They're just so bad. I have to do some money. I have 11, 19, 22, 23, 24, 26 maximum. I need to get 2 King's Courts and a Sacred Grove. So that's 19. What did I say? 19 plus 2, 13, 16, 24, 26 maximum. So that's not quite the amounts I want. Can just get the Oasis now. I'm not really sure this is worth it, but He didn't really add much power to his deck last turn, though he may still have already present in his deck enough good stuff to do okay. All right, so I have 12, 14, 17, $25. So I could take one duchy if I trash a copper here. King's Court, Sacred Grove, duchy. It may be that I don't want the... I maybe should have gone with the 26. And gotten triple King's Court, Sacred Grove. He may have a finish pretty much regardless of what I do. I could get a contraband. That's a joke. I don't think I want to buy a duchy. City quarter is still a huge amount of money to empty. The fear here, of course, is that he can pile out on the armories or something. Which would be trouble. It would even be trouble just for him to kind of take that away from me. City quarter is maybe the thing I want the most. I think I'm gonna try this city quarter. Okay, I can live with this. I'll just pass him an oasis. It's great, of course, that he didn't get to King to start. That puts a real limit on what he's likely to be able to do. Though, of course, the fact that he was able to King Mask means he probably still does whatever he wants. But we'll just have to see, won't we? I will receive that. I will take that thing. That's... None of those are especially great for him. That one, of course, does nothing for me. He still has several city quarters left, so he may just be piling here with talismans. It seems likely. Yeah, I mean, he's going to get there, especially with that. I mean, that would be no problem. He probably already has it. Maybe that's why he's not bothering to mess with it. I still don't really care for not drawing, but this of course is a fine way to win as well. I don't like the duchies. If you need to score points there, just take provinces. But anyway, maybe it was such that he felt the match. Obviously, he still would have won even if I had taken like a province there. I can't really defend many of my early game choices there particularly. So anyway, we'll see what here we've got a kind of a pretty cruddy engine again. You got to get counterfeit and apprentice going, and I suppose probably royal blacksmiths just because they're a little better than the other smithies, but it's gonna be hard to make it all work. I don't know if you want develop or not. I can't really decide. I'm going to say no, but I can certainly see a develop opening. This is nice for me. I'm going to take the counterfeit first, although a case can be made for the apprentice. So I hit double 5, which is of course fantastic. He hits 5. I guess there's fewer silvers than other stuff. I hit 5 again, which will be another counterfeit. Hopefully my apprentice finds, hopefully his development is. He buys a silver. Silver buy, of course, is pretty sad here. Not ready for the royal blacksmith yet. Eventually I'll find some estates. That's a really rotten draw, but okay. I guess I trigger this. It's not very good to trigger. But whatever. I did find one of the estates, so I think this does have $5 in it. It should have estate 3 coppers and silver, I think. So it does already have the thing for the festival buy. I am much cleaner than him. I guess I could have gone festival royal blacksmith. That is maybe... Oh gosh, it has 2 estates. I'm an idiot. Of course it has 2 estates because I've got 2 VP right here. Oh, I'm a moron. These draws on these apprentices have been brutal. They've just been, gosh, just super awful. He's probably going to beat me again. He's going to get ahead here for sure. He's going to play, you know, he's going to get cleaned up. I need festivals really badly. Whew. I'll have to think about... That was a dog. I'll have to think about... my money here, so... This is frustrating. The apprentice draws. I assume he has his fortune. Yeah, that's rotten. Sucks really bad actually. So I'm gonna have 3 buys, so I just need 15. So I probably do need to counterfeit the gold to get my buys that I need. He probably can go double festival blacksmith. I don't know if he needs that much draw, but... Oh. Werewolf? Werewolf's fine too. I don't know. It's not my favorite thing there, but... he played his fortune, so... All he gets is a festival there. I hate to lose the counterfeit. I guess I don't have to. I'll just try and get lucky. And I did. Sort of. I didn't find the fortune, which is unfortunate. Well, this is just whatever anyway. So this was pretty bad, in my opinion. He's just gonna run away with it this turn. I'm certain. That's frustrating. So he finishes his coppers, I think. Should be 12 in there, yeah. I mean, he can quad province if he wants. I mean, it's pretty safe. It's not actually that safe. I could counter with pretty big amount of money if I drew everything. You can't really count on that not happening. But he can do that. Oh, okay. It's gonna have to take quite a bit of luck here. He has so many silvers still. Yeah, the apprentices are gonna shore up his draw for sure, and just make it very safe. And I just get basically nothing out of it. I guess I could go for double. Oh. Alright, so he's taken the first. Is that 3 or 4? I guess it's 3. That's the wrong letters. He's taken the first 3. This is not a. Well, okay. So you. The only way to get a village is to play an attack. Right? So the question is something like obviously I'm not thrilled with the 4-3 versus the 3-4. So the question is, I guess, do you buy goons to enable them to get diplomats, which they then use to, I don't know. If they don't follow with goons, doesn't matter. That was a nice doctor reveal for me. Otherwise, so if they don't follow goons, they play like colony big money versus your goon stuff. I mean, it's not necessarily big money, but that's what they play, basically. Without buys, they just get platinums and buy colonies and hope that your goon stuff doesn't work out. But there are so many cantrips for the goons, though in the end that doesn't do too much for them. So I have a choice now. My doctor hid. Basically, you have a choice of whether you think you can just win by playing, like I said, Colony Big Money versus a Goons deck that scores some points. They would essentially end up playing Goons Big Money. Which is, of course, better than non-Goons Big Money. Right? Like, it doesn't stop them from playing a thin deck that just has one Goons, and yeah, you just have to buy it. I don't know what I'm, like, even considering here. I'm gonna be maybe a little sad with this doctor, but actually it's okay. It's a reasonable shuffle to trigger, and he gains a wishing well. Okay, that was a pretty rotten doctor. But we'll live with it. And he is clean, so that was really lucky, actually, this kind of sequence here. Well, he would have got the 2 estates anyway, but anyway. This is not going... Well, maybe he probably... No, he didn't. I was going to say maybe he put it on with the secret passage, but that's not what happened. I may want to go heavier on the wishing wells than on the secret passages. That can stay on the bottom. And certainly here I'll just do double wishing well. And so my bottom card is a copper. He's so much thinner than me. That was a lucky wish, I guess. Maybe that's all he has down there. I don't know. You kind of have to top deck a diplomat each turn with your secret passage. And you don't have to, but it helps anyway. You don't have to top deck it. You can just... I keep thinking you have to react to it, but that's not actually true. So we know the doctor is in here somewhere. We can probably hit... We can try and hit 2 estates. I guess. Which would be good to hit. Can hit one estate for sure. Maybe that wasn't a great shuffle to trigger. But whatever. For now, I would rather have the wishing wells themselves, I think. He'll probably get to his goons this turn. These last two have to be copper, I think. Oh, well, one of them is probably copper. I would like to get to 7 if I can here. Which I can. So it's either like double diplomat. Well, I think what it could be is clear. Between secret passages, wishing wells, and diplomats, what to go for is not immediately clear to me. Probably the wishing wells are a little worse, now that I think about it. It might have been double diplomat, to be honest. But I think the last two are secret passages. Here. So hopefully if he gets to his goons, which it looks like he does, hopefully we can find our diplomat. Maybe it should have been double diplomat already. I just don't know. Here I'm certainly prepared to get a second goons if that's what the draw allows. He does double wishing. Silver. That's weird. I don't understand that at all, to be perfectly honest. Wait a second. What happens if I make the diplomat still fires? I can wish successfully once, right? And the diplomat still fires from a hand of 4. I don't want to blow that. That would be actually kind of funny. Anyway, well, this is kind of a rotten draw. Well, actually, I'll just bury the wishing wells, right? For a little bit. Until we run into other things that are dead draw. And we'll bury the estate. Right, it could be a little better place than that, maybe. Depending on if and when we find the diplomat. Anyway, the estate's now third from bottom. Now I've like thoroughly confused myself. Now I might as well draw on, right? Now I might as well succeed. Though it doesn't particularly help me. I'll get a second diplomat here. He's not going to just like not play his goons, I don't think. I could go Wishing Well Pearl Diver. I'm going to say that's not worth it. So that didn't all work out all that nicely. In fact, I'm probably pretty close to a dud here. I guess the diplomat has to be in the next hand. I mean, he of course doesn't have to play it, but I have a hard time imagining that being the option he wants to go with. Though it's not impossible, I guess. It was really sad to not find the diplomat. Alright, that is what he's going with. Well, for now anyway. It's like Estate Wishing Well, so I might as well play it. I don't really want the estate in hand, so. These have gone a little sad, these draws for me. Some of them anyway. You may get the last two Wishing Wells here. I mean, it's not a totally crazy deck to play, I guess, against the goons. Okay, so he's not doing that anyway. I guess the Wishing Wells are a little bit worse. I am pretty sad about about the diplomats just not being around. Location 13. Which just really sucks. Don't want it on top. I gotta find a diplomat. Though, yeah, it's gonna be hard to make this all work. Okay. We would love to trash some here. I would love to trash some here. He must have just a copper, which means I've only trashed one copper. Just a second. I guess just this to the bottom. This is a pain. Great. None of these are great. None of the wishes I could make here are great. In fact, that's really bad. So here we'll at least get to hopefully trash some this turn. I'm pretty worried now though about the decks. Well, I didn't attack him, so he's not doing more than one goons to me, so it's not the biggest deal. But it's just not great that the bottom cards are whatever they are. Like I have to trash, but this is I've just waited way too long to trash. And this will likely mean, okay, so that was pretty lucky. This is also quite lucky, so that's all fine. Sorry I haven't been talking for a while. I just wanted to come back and say that unfortunately for here I don't have very much money. So he can buy almost anything to lower piles, and it's pretty safe for him unless he duds. Because I just don't have the cash to actually finish, unless he buys 2 goons, but otherwise I just can't. As I was saying there, like he is putting himself in a position where he can win next turn if he draws, and it's very, very close to guarantee that he will. He got to top deck a diplomat there, so he'll kick off at least a little bit, and probably more than a little bit. I think here I have to play for a dud on his part. I do have a I might want to take back the actually I might want to take back the 4th goons. Leave me with 9. Yeah, I'm not gonna win unless he duds. So it would be better. Maybe he will let me undo the. I didn't. I need to actually go back further than that. Let's see if he lets me. It's just to the 4th goons play. It was no new information. I think I just lose anyway, but certainly I lose 6, 14, 20. Certainly I lose if he fires off anyway, so which he's going to. I mean, anyway, he needs like $12 to finish now. I think I still have $12 in the deck, so unless he like stops right on the yeah, unless he really duds here, it's just not gonna happen. That does not look like really dudding to me. If he's got another, I mean, yeah. He would have to have had all the silvers in hand, basically, is what I needed for him to have at some point in this hand, but it's just not. It would be so unlikely. Or, you know, he could have a few goons. He could have like 2 goons and the silvers. But this is just going to be it. I'm assuming. I don't. So we're going to game 4, and he's up 4-0. I wish if he, well, he probably just hasn't found the goons yet. Though I wish if he had, he would just stop and do it. There's some dumb plays on my part for sure. Four 3 is a little better than 3-4, though. His draws after that weren't that incredibly good for him, so I'm not gonna make him buy everything out. He could have just played the things whenever, and I would have resigned it. All right. I can't decide here if I want to go raise or silver raise. But anyways, the way I did the save delays it anyway. I can make the choice later. I'm really not at all certain. You do need a silver, but that doesn't mean you need to open it. So I can't decide. I mean, it's kind of clear what the trade-offs are, but so here we will take the second raise and also save an estate just because we really need to get one with the other raise. It may have missed the shuffle, of course. The other option is to save a copper and buy goons, I guess, guaranteed. I think that's probably not worth it. So, okay, the race didn't miss, which is nice. So this will also buy goons if I want it to, I guess. It's not immediately clear to me that that is what you want, but anyway, probably. So I'll take a goons here. He got two trash 2 raises, or trash 2 estates, which is of course great for him. He takes a diplomat, that's fine. This kind of really sucks. I can play it a couple different ways. I guess I'm going to do it this way. This is sort of weird. Oh, it's not that weird. But that was certainly not how I wanted, not the draw I wanted. And he's just moving through these estates, which sucks for me. I assume he gets silver. Maybe he doesn't have it, but I kind of find that a little bit odd, but anyway, we're clean now, so we're gonna be able to hit the values we want as well. I'm thinking about, I guess I want a coin. These are sort of very sad draws. Yet again. It's just sort of a question of like when you stop and actually buy the goons. And it's not at all clear that that is like now. The Artificer is okay. I don't know. I'm really lost here as far as what the play is. Well, I was quite lucky to put the draw together. He did lower the piles, I think, unnecessarily, but well, I could have done the same thing with the goons. It wouldn't have mattered, but he needed to score more points there, basically. There's no reason to leave a pile out for me when he can actually just totally prevent it. But he played really well in all those games, and I was lucky to kind of pull one win out. I think I'm going to go with replace here. I guess I'm going to buy an embargo. I don't really know that it's worth it, but this looks like a plaza to me. These things collide, which is not surprising. Not good, but not surprising. Let's get a menagerie on there. I might activate here already, which would be great. I don't, but it's okay. I will just get another menagerie. I might give him a curse here. Buy another menagerie. I don't have a great other option, I wouldn't say. He'll probably get to activate here if he has menagerie. Anyway, next turn he'll have a good shot at it. I'll buy plaza here. I'll probably shoot, I don't know, I'll embargo. Maybe mine. Maybe curse. This is not good, but that's fine. It probably should be another. I get the block here, which is good. He has gotten more replace plays in, I think. More nice replace plays in, I guess, would be the way to think about it. I definitely need more plazas to cycle through this deck. Fortunately, I have 4 estates now, which is not a good, not particularly good for your menagerie deck. But it's okay. We didn't stop and think in this one at all. We spent so much time thinking in the other one, in the other 4 or 5. We were just thinking and thinking and thinking. I like his second replace a lot. It's actually pretty unlikely that my menagerie does activate here. It does though, so that's nice. We'll go ahead and get the other plaza on top, I suppose. I'm gonna, I think, spend all the tokens, so it's not, well, not all of them, but that last one. Definitely the he's probably getting a menagerie activation off that. Yeah, looks nice. Yeah, I'll discard even though it's gonna fail. Yeah, I'm just not, I've got too many of these estates around. He's getting a third replace, which is probably pretty good, I would guess. I could get the embargo now and just save the shuffle. It's reasonable, I think. I don't think I want to trigger here. I don't really know, but I think I still feel like the bridge should come from a mine or a replace play, but maybe a bridge or something would have been reasonable there. These are bad unless I find another menagerie here. Then it's good. So that's pretty nice. Anyway. So there is a problem here with getting the bridge if you don't get the next one soon enough. But I suppose I can just buy them both right away. It's a nice start for him. So I still need a second replace for uniques, and then I'm not really sure where the curse count is. I think I still have a couple of states, but not positive. Seems likely. Maybe not. 6 of it. I might just have one. Well, that doesn't sound... I don't know. I just don't know what I have on the estates there. Province buy is not that great of a points move unless you can actually get 2 of them, I guess. I'm a little surprised he triggered that, but I guess he's gonna make it through most of it, maybe all of it. So he still has a silver he could pick up pretty easily. There are certainly draws where I can... No, there aren't. I was going to say that there are draws where I can empty the estates, but that's just not true. Unless he takes one now. I'm very likely to activate this first menagerie unless I have 2 coppers on top. Which is possible. Otherwise, probably actually I might have a bridge finish potentially as well now, since that lets me chain 1 gain. I don't know. Well, it doesn't work yet anyway. And it still doesn't work unless my next card's a menagerie. Okay. So, yeah. I could give him a curse. I don't know what that does for anyone's points. If I found a menagerie here, I actually would have had a pretty good shot at finishing, I think. Well, I don't actually know that that's true because I'm not sure where my count is in that respect. I know I can buy a replace for 3. I might be able to... I don't know where the curse... I don't know what the curse situation is. Somebody has 2 and somebody has 1. But I don't know who's who. I mean, he has 1 and so if I give him a curse, he'll actually scores will go up. I don't know why I'm taking so long to do this. I'm not following our rules at all. I wish I could hit the replace up to a... I don't know where my count is on the estates, but... apparently that was my last estate. This is not good. So that menagerie is not drawing. No, I did forget annex. That might be a thing. That's an easy way to get the 2 uniques anyway, if you're anxious for points. Which I might be here. I would love to find a plaza, of course, just to be able to play the 2 and end it, but pretty sad draw for me. I assume he could like replace into duchy and do annex, though then that just gives me some time to recover, or gives me a lot of time, I think, in which to just try and empty the estates and trust in his debt to not be paid off in time. Of course, if he has a big turn, then it won't work. You might just have enough to buy the duchy, in which case that seems pretty reasonable. He also gets to curse me, so that's pretty good. If his menagerie drew some money of some kind, which it drew money or green, I guess, or a bridge. But I expect this to be a duchy. No? That's a little strange, I think. So, obviously, if I just take the estates here, I may or may not make it, but we'll see. It's not too hard for him to fire off now. His menageries are all hidden. I mean, the only other thing I could have done was the deja play, which would have left me with like a bunch of debt. So I'm not sure why you would ever need to play the bridge before the plaza there. That's essentially never a thing you have to do. Anyway, he'll be able to trash his curse for a big swing, and his curse alone is almost enough of a swing, and he's going to get a couple bridges too. So I think the plaza play or the deja play will be really easy. Like I think he probably has it in hand already, just to go replace curse estate. Is already like almost a big enough swing in itself. Anyway, I was just sort of banking on him not drawing, and that didn't work out. So he gave me a good thrashing in this round he played, or in this match he played really well. I did not play some of those so cleanly. I think some of my shuffles were bad. I got a little frustrated towards the middle there. I didn't stop talking because of that, but I did stop talking for a long time. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I didn't talk much, so that may or may contribute to your enjoyment, or may contribute to it being really, really boring. But either way, see y'all next season.